It's Norm Crosby's Comedy Shop, starring Norm Crosby, with guest stars Dick Martin, Jack Carter, Joe Restivo, David Frye, Robert Agoya, and some very special surprises. And now, here he is, Norm's best friend, Dick Martin.
Thank you. You know, a lot of people who have seen me only working with a partner have asked me, why don't you do an act alone? So just to please them, I'm going to do it right here tonight. Here we go. Okay, what did you do over the weekend? You did? See, now, if my partner were here, you'd be rolling in the air. It's very tough doing an act alone when you've done one for that many years with a partner, but I'll forge ahead. Wait a minute, you forge back. Wait a minute. I just say, what do you got a riddle for me? Okay. What's the riddle? Ask me, why did the Armenian sheep herder put Jell-O in his ear? Okay, why did he? You're kidding. See, if my partner were here, you'd be hysterical, couldn't you? But unfortunately, he can't be here. See, he's doing his half of the act on another show. That way we get twice the money. But there is somebody here tonight, and that is my best friend, Norm Crosby. Hey!
Thank you. As you undoubtedly know by your presence, we do this show in Hollywood. And there is something exciting about being here in Hollywood. I mean, there is more legend, there is more myth and talk around this town and about this town than any place else in the whole world. That's the truth. Like recently, a tourist couple came over to me between shows. They said, I know all about you Hollywood people. All about you Hollywood people. All we hear is that you think of sex. That's all you think of is sex, sex, sex. I could never live here. My wife could never live here, and neither could our 17 children. That's silly. And you know it, most of you know it because you are in residual here. The real Hollywood is nothing like what people say about it. Take those Hollywood parties. Let me tell you something. I go to those parties. Every Hollywood party I've ever been to has been the same thing. Everybody arrives, and they all sit around, and they all talk business. Then they sit around some more. Then they have dinner. Then around 10 o'clock, everybody gets dressed, and they all go home. That's the truth. And you know, the images that people have about movie stars is nothing like what they really are. You know that. Take Burt Reynolds, right? He's supposed to be, a lady said she'd take him. Would you call Burt? Call him, Perry, and tell him a lady's waiting for him. God bless you, but the truth, his image, right? Hell on wheels, macho, wacko. Would you believe that Burt Reynolds does his own supermarket shopping? Would you believe that? I see him every Saturday in the supermarket. He buys the same stuff as everybody else. He waits in line like everybody else. He goes up and down the aisles like everybody else. So he's riding a motorcycle. So what? Another thing you keep hearing about Hollywood is that our cultural tastes are very and negative. And that's not true. Here in Hollywood, our tastes are acute. That's the truth. I want to... No, I mean that. They say that our tastes are cheap and trashy and, you know, not high class. Just recently, and I say this very proudly, at the Hollywood Bowl, we had the most prestigious production of Richard III by William Shakespeare, and we loved it, especially the car chase and the gunfight in the disco. But to me personally, the most irritating and aggravating thing that you hear about Hollywood is that all of the comedians, somebody made up a legend that all of the comedians down deep are tragic and sad figures, and I don't understand why they say that. Why? People say that about us. We perform and we try very hard. We'll be right back. Thank you. Our next guest is a very special friend. You've seen him on television, in movies, in supper clubs, in theaters. He's a super comic and a super guy. Welcome, please, Jack Carter.
Oh, I was in the mood and everything. I was gonna funky and chicken and disco mydelic. I'm so thrilled to be here. I got a car. Who needs gas? Isn't that awful? Look, years ago, Herbert Hoover said it, but finally it came true. There's a car in every garage. Yeah? And I waited an hour and a half just now in a line like an idiot. And I got there and the guy says, "Are you odd?" I said, "Yes." So he kissed me and gave me 10 gallons. I think he was Ethel. I'm not sure. I met the press. I entertained at the White House Photographers Ball about 2 years ago. And after the show, he came over to see. And in person, he's breathtaking. He got that yellow hair and them cheeks and that little freckle and that nose. Damn, he looked like Howdy Doody. I think there's a string working the teeth, though, you know, just... And he always smiles at the wrong time. You ever know we're going to have war? What do you think of birth control? Everybody would stand up. We wouldn't have to worry about birth control. I would love to have been in Israel when he met Menachem Begin and introduced Rosalind. Can you imagine a Gentile like that trying to say Menachem? Menakakim? Menukim? Menikokiom? Rosalind, this is Monokakiom. Menakakiyam is home normal. But he's mild. He came up to us after the show and he said, "Mr. Carter, you're a very, very funny man." I said, "Thank you, sir. So are you." I don't know why everybody is so angry at him. I mean, he hasn't done anything. And when you think about it, he's really trying. I mean, it isn't easy, you know, for a man to go on living off his brother's popularity, right? I wear a corset. That's why I don't like driving. I like to travel by air. But when I got to go through security, you know, when you go to the airport, first they take your luggage away. My mother, they took her bag away. Oh, you imagine taking a bag away from a little Jewish lady? A big black guy saying, "Give me the bag, mother." That's my mother. That's what I say. "Give me the bag, mother." So she I don't want it. "Give me the pocketbook. Give me it." She wouldn't give it up. They took her in the bag, put her in the belt, and they shot her right through the car. But I have this surgical corset because I have a bad back. I have a dislocated disc, and I wear this corset, and it's got steel stays. So the minute I walk through that door, you know, my shorts light up. Now I gotta go back. I give them the ring, the watch, jewelry, again. So I always have to give it a little zippy down and show them my little corset, you know, and they always go, "Hey, buddy, how long you wearing that?" And they always say, "Ever since my wife found it in my glove compartment."
That's it. Thank you. Enjoy. Let's have a big comedy shop welcome for Joe Restivo.
How you doing? You having a good time? Yeah. Good. I hope you do, because I've been having kind of a bad day. This morning, I got the whole bottle of vitamin E down my toilet. Now I can't get the seat to go down. I grew up, this sounds like a comedian's cliche, but it's true. I grew up in a tough neighborhood in Chicago. Boy, gangsters, hoodlums, mob guys, they denied it, but they were. I went to their weddings. I mean, who takes wedding pictures like this? Tough guys. Tough guys. They look tough, those guys, don't they? Both ways. Boy, I grew up, I looked like Kate Jackson when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to look like Kirk Douglas. To me, he's the epitome of masculinity, right? Kirk Douglas, I want to look like him. I used to practice when I was 12, Every morning I drink a quart of prune juice and then tie myself to a chair. It wore off. There's no place to be funny when you're 12, that's for sure. Adults won't let you do it, you know? Kids should be seen and not heard. There's no place to stretch out and be funny. You can't do it in school. That's the last place, boy. Thank you, sir. No, you certainly can't do it in school. I went to Catholic school. Nuns don't have a sense of humor. Mm-mm. They didn't understand me either. I was up and down in my chair. I was trying to be creative. I was fooling around. I was laughing, joking. You know, today they call those kids hyperkinetic, hyperactive. The nuns called me the son of Satan. You know. And I was kind of a bad kid, you know. I was punished all the time. And sometimes I deserved it. There was this one nun I used to pick on, you know. She had a hearing aid. And she'd ask me a question, and I'd say, Joseph, I can't hear you. She'd turn her up to 5, and I'd say, the capital of Chile is Santiago. I still turned to 10. Can you hear me now? Scraped a little piece of habit off the ceiling, you know. Did you have that special class in your school where the bad kids went? The unteachable students, the unmanageable students, that little leper colony for 12-year-olds in the 6th grade? I spent 8 years there. Taught by the meanest, toughest nun, Sister Teresa, alias Terry the Torpedo. She had a little cross filled with mace. She used to make me eat paste. I was scared, but I had to try to be tough, you know? Hey, not bad, sister. You got some chips with this dip or what? The weirdest thing when you're 12, the scariest thing when you're 12 is having to go to the principal's office. That's like a 1930s prison movie, like Walking the Last Mile. Hey, Joey, where you going? Didn't you guys hear? They're sending me to the chair. Goodbye, Frankie. Goodbye, Tony. Goodbye, old Jim. Goodbye, Master Joe. I hope you're Frye in hell, sucker. Gee, thanks, Sister Teresa. Thank you.
Stay tuned for more of The Comedy Shop.
Here's a very, very clever guy, a very unique talent. Welcome, please, the wonderful David Frye.
Thank you. Oh, what a great audience. Thank you. Thank you so much. What a fantastic audience. My favorite actor, everyone obviously has his favorite actor. Mine has always been probably a guy who's played more various roles than any actor in the history of movies, Mr. Henry Fonda. This is Henry Fonda for GAF Bull. Remember, with GAF, what you see is what you get. I want to thank all my 150 million fans for watching my 100 movies and my 590,000 commercials. But in my day, we had stars. Cooper, Gable, Bogart, real stars. Today, you ain't got no movie stars. Who you got? Sylvester Stallone. Oh, my God, man, can't even talk. You ever see him? What do you mean I can't talk? What do you mean? What do you mean I can't talk? I mean, I can not only talk, man. I can move my arm and my leg. You know what I mean? They just can't do it all at the same time. But in my day, we had stars. God, I don't know anyone better than Gregory Peck. Remember him in Gentleman's Agreement? That was one of a kind, Gregory Peck. This is Gregory Peck. Ma, I'm working on anti-Semitism, Ma. I'm telling everybody that I'm Jewish. But no one believes me, Ma. I don't know why, Ma. We're Jewish, ain't we, Ma? You told me that, Ma. Maybe it could be because our name is O'Brien. I don't know. We had stars in my day. Remember, probably the most memorable performance in the history of movies may have been George C. Scott. That's Patton, George C. Scott. I will be proud and honored to lead you men into battle. Any day, any time, any place. We have the finest men. We have the finest equipment and the finest Tupperware that money can buy. Thank you.
Sober up, you hound.
Right now, it's that special time in our show where a super surprise mystery guest comes through the door to introduce our next comic. Tommy Lasorda! Dodger fan, sure. Everybody's a Dodger fan. Hey, as a matter of fact, this would be a great opportunity, Tommy, for you to, as manager of the Dodgers, to give some of your expert advice, you know, to all our baseball lovers.
Okay, Norm. The one piece of advice I'd give is to know the technical end of the game. When you're up at bat, you got to know a knuckler, a slider, a sinker. And then you got to know the signs. The hit and run, suicide squeeze, and a sacrifice.
I get it. And then what?
And then you swing at that little round thing with that long piece of wood they call a baston on your back.
Why don't you introduce our next comic?
It's with great pleasure that I introduce this next fantastic comedian, Mr. Robert Agoyo.
I feel good. I feel up. I want to share this with you. Talked to my lawyer last Thursday, and we finally signed all the papers, and I closed a really nice record deal with Columbia Records that I'm really happy about, you know. And best part is that for only 99 cents, I get 7 albums of my choice, you know. On my way. Let me tell you about my ethnic background. I am Chicano, but I was not always Chicano. When I was a kid growing up, we were just Mexicans, you know. One day we got a letter in the mail from New West magazine, said, starting the 3rd, you'll be Chicanos. I said, fine. People always say to me stuff like, you don't look Mexican, and I never know how to take that like we're all supposed to look alike, you know. So if they say you don't look Mexican, I just go, da-da, da-da, da-da. Okay, you're Mexican. 60s, they called us Mexican-American. Sounds like Wonder Bread tacos, doesn't it, folks? Recently, Time magazine called us Hispanic. Now that sounds like a medical condition. Jerry can't drive, he's Hispanic. My last year in high school, I was in the Guinness Book of World's Record for the most love-starved teenager in America, and I used to go out with Susie Fleming, and we would park in front of her house, and I would want to make out, you know, and she would talk me out of it every time with these trick romantic questions like, would you still love me if I was crippled in a skiing accident? Takes your passion right away, folks. Sweet when you break up as a teenager, the girl gives you everything back. Here's your albums, sweater, necklace. Break up as an adult, they will take everything. I'll have the house, car, reproductive organs. Thank you. So lately I have been dating this one lady. She's really nice, but very insecure. You know, every time I leave her, she wants a $50 security deposit. And well, we were getting, we had a couple of drinks one time, you know, and kind of getting out of it. And she said, darling, I know when we make mad, passionate love, you fantasize and think of somebody else. Well, I fantasize and I think of somebody else. You tell me who you were thinking of, and I'll tell you who I was thinking of. So we had a couple drinks. I said, okay. She said, okay, we are making passionate love. I was thinking of Barry Manilow. I said, far out, so was I.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you for being with us. We're running late tonight. We'll see you next week right here on The Comedy Show. Thank you.